It's 23rd day of the month of June 2019. My name is Dennis Okari. A fantastic day. There's plenty that we're covering for you, from all the sporting action to the daily news and politics. We have our very own Seth Olale, who's somewhere around Nairobi, going to cover something that we're all looking forward to. It's all exciting. It doesn't matter whether you're a sports enthusiast or not. Seth will be having something for us, and we'll be discussing that much later on. We also have Oko Kusa, who is in Kisumu, following up a story that we're keeping an eye on from that region. All that and much more in the next couple of minutes. But first things first, Kenya begins her Africa Cup of Nations campaign at 11 p.m. tonight, East African time, when they face Algeria at the 30th June Stadium. The Harambee Stars, making their first appearance at AFCON in 15 years, have a mountain to climb against the Desert Foxes, who will be making their 18th appearance at the Nations Cup. Sebastian Minier's Chargers, who relied heavily on a successful defensive strategy during the AFCON qualifiers, will be without the services of key defender Josh Onyango after he sustained an ankle injury during a Saturday's training session. The Stars had a feel of the stadium last night. As excitement builds ahead of the Harambee Stars versus Algeria match, our reporter Seth Olale, like I said earlier, is out and about on the streets of Nairobi, finding out what Kenyans have to say. Seth, where are you, and what do Kenyans have to say about Harambee Stars?
Thanks so much, Dennis Okari. Good afternoon. I'm at the Ngong Road Arena, where the mood is so electric. Kenyans here, local footballers, are excited as well as full of expectations in regard to that historic kickoff between Harambee Stars and Algeria at the Cairo 30th June Stadium at 11 p.m. We're just 10 hours away from that kickoff, but here at Ngong Road we have a lot of expectations from Kenyans. They believe that this is the time for Harambee Stars to marvel at the continental showpiece. But even most important is that the head coach of Harambee Stars, Sebastian Mine, and the captain for Harambee Stars, Victor Wanyama, are upbeat about tonight's fixtures, and this is what the coaches representing both sides and the captains had to say before the match anticipated kickoff.
It's a good pressure to participate at this kind of event. You know, we were absent for 15 years. We are there. We will have more pressure to stay at home and to watch in front of the TV this kind of event. So we are happy to be there, to learn, to continue to learn, and to try to give a good image for the Kenyan football.
I think there is no pressure. Pressure was there when we wanted to qualify, and now it's time to go out and enjoy ourselves, and also show the people that we are not pushovers. So there is no pressure in the team. We had a good camp, and we are ready to battle.
Who said that we are the favorites? We are not. We are not. There is a Senegal who participated in the last World Cup. We were not there. So I don't believe that we are the favorite. We believe that we are here to give our best, to play our best football, to be competitive. If you want to talk about Kenya, I know that Kenya is a tough team, to not be an easy game, that's for sure. We know all the players. We know the team perfectly. We are not going to take this game easy.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. He's a good player. He plays for a very good team in the Premier League. But I don't think we have to focus only on him. There are a lot of players who have a lot of quality in this team.
All the best for Harambee Stars, even as they represent this amazing country in Cairo, Egypt, later tonight. But even now, like I said, we have a lot of expectations from local footballers, and I'm here with members of Kipaji Soccer Academy who are also warming up to the fixtures they have ahead. But even more important, we have a very important game. And, you know, you had the coach there. The team is ready to take on Algeria in the first game in this particular tournament. Let's start by you. What's your name?
Mohammed.
What's your name?
Mohammed.
Mohammed, in terms of, Kenya playing Algeria tonight, what are your expectations?
I expect that Wanyama determines and scores many goals.
Wow. Victor Wanyama to be among the goal scorers tonight. Somo, who else do you think will score tonight?
Ogado Olunga is our star striker. He's a good finisher, so hopefully today he'll make us proud, our country proud. We've been waiting a long time for us to play in the AFCON, and good luck to the boys.
Good luck to the boys. Hassan, this has been a very good build-up in terms of preparations for the team. They've been in camp in Europe, and the issues that we've had in the past about allowances, they haven't emerged, and it seems that this team is ready to conquer Egypt.
Yeah. I believe in them, and we have a very strong team in the likes of Wakina Masika, Wakina Abu Domar. So this time round, we will perform in a very good spirit, because basically, as you said, Kitambo ilikuwaga challenge na do and everything finance, but basically, saizi, they don't have that challenge, that challenge, you see. So basically, today's game, I think we will win 3-0. That's my prediction.
3-0.
Yes.
What's your name, sir?
Abu Bakr.
Abubakar, just tell us about your expectations about Harambee Stars in terms of the first 11, the squad that Coach Sebastian Mine has. Do you think it has the capacity to deliver?
If they believe, yeah, they'll definitely win. But Algeria's the first game is quite a difficult game to start with because they are one of the favorites. But as I didn't expect them to be in the AFCON at this time, but they've reached there, so big up to them. And if they've just beat themselves, you never know what might happen. It's a one-off game, 3 games, 9 points, and we're off to the knockout stage. You never know what happens. And the preparation matches, they actually did quite well. Yeah. So I hope Wanyama and Olunga will lead us to a proper game.
Thank you, and we hope that this particular team does this country proud, and we are all be awake and we'll all be waiting for that 11 p.m. kickoff when Harambee Stars take on Algeria in their very first Group C encounter. Remember that this particular match will be at the Cairo June 30th Stadium. We may be far from that particular event or venue, but we are hopeful that this is the time for Kenya to reach actually the advanced stages of this tournament. We are hopeful that this team will actually reach the likes of semi-finals, if not the final. But for now, those are some of the reactions from the Ngong Road Arena, and I'm here with the Kipaji Soccer Academy football players, and they're upbeat, and let's hope for the best, and we can only wait for the final whistle after that decisive match. Go Kenya, go Harambee Stars. Dennis Okari, I'm sure you are behind Harambee Stars, are you?
Well, definitely, sir. Thank you very, very, very much. We're all rooting for Kenya. I don't think there's anyone who wouldn't, and we'll stay awake till, I think, past midnight just to watch that game. So our Monday morning will be affected, and many people will be going to work. But remember, Kenya are in Group C with Algeria, who they're playing tonight, and also Senegal and Tanzania. And just a fun fact, the last time they played Algeria was 22 years ago, and that's the last time when Kenya was in the tournament, which was in 2004. So there's a lot of history here. But let's move on now. About 100 Kenyans are off to Egypt to watch the Africa Cup of Nations. Many have already arrived there. And football fans left for the continental competition, courtesy of Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko, who saw off the first batch of 40 Kenyans. According to the governor, the sponsorship is a partnership with sports betting company SportPesa. It was also accompanied by Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka, who also hopes that Kenya will perform better in their opening match against Algeria that kicks off at 11 p.m.
SportPesa na sisi tunaangalia mambo ya accommodation na kipiano ya tunawatakia vijana wetu ushindi mkubwa na sisi zote kama wananchi wa Kenya. Mimi ni patron wa Kenya Fans Association na tayari kuna wale ambao wametangulia. Kwa hivyo kesho Jumapili tunaomba Algeria walazwe na Harambee Stars.
Well, off to Egypt. Some of us will be watching from home, but we are all supporting Harambee Stars. Let's move on now to politics. More than 10 members of parliament calling themselves the Handshake Brigade are currently attending a church service at Nomia Church of Peace in Kisumu, where they are expected to drum up support for the unity pact between President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga. This comes in the wake of claims by Jubilee Majority Leader Aden Duale that such political groupings are threatening the success of the handshake. Duale spoke in Kisumu yesterday. Oko Kusa now joins us live from Kisumu. Oko, so much being said, a lot of sentiments. What do you have for us this afternoon? What are they saying?
Well, Dennis, as you mentioned, those MPs are currently in that church you can see behind me there, and I actually am made to understand that they have already started addressing the congregation. Of course, we expect them to touch on those issues there, amongst them being the remarks by Jubilee Majority Leader Duale, who spoke yesterday while addressing a group of women meeting, a women meeting in Kisumu yesterday, where he said that these groupings, he actually mentioned the Handshake Brigade, which is right here, the Inua Mama, Embrace Kenya, Tanga Tanga, of course, and Kieleweke. He was raising concern that such groupings are threatening the handshake, the Building Bridges initiative, and calling for, actually, in a thinly veiled statement, he was sort of trying to suggest that they should be disbanded. But then we managed to speak to a few members of parliament who are attending this particular church meeting today here, and they're saying that they're actually coming in defense of the Handshake Brigade. They're saying that the role they're playing is very crucial in promoting and building the Building Bridges initiative, which is a culmination, or was born out of the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga. So they're saying that what they are engaged in is very crucial at this particular moment in the country, just to publicize and to make Kenyans aware of what the handshake is all about. And again, they also insinuated to us that they could be touching on the criticism that have been in the social media about leaders in Luo Nyanza, that when they have an opportunity with the president, instead of asking for development or addressing development issues, they are instead asking the president to consider appointing or supporting the opposition leader Raila Odinga come 2022, and that some of the demands or the requests that they put before the president are sort of irrelevant compared to what other leaders do when they have such opportunities. But they have come out again defending themselves, saying that when they have requests that touch on development issues, they do them in private with the president, and they don't have to come out and shout about them in public forums. And therefore, they're also saying that out of the handshake, a lot of projects have been born in this region, and therefore, as far as they are concerned, they are doing well in terms of bringing a handshake and preaching that gospel to Kenyans as a whole. So that is basically what we expect them to touch on. We're in that meeting here at the church. Of course, we'll be covering that in a short while and bring to viewers what the outcome of that particular meeting here at Nomia Peace Church in Nyamasaria in our subsequent bulletins. Dennis, back to you.
Oh, thank you very much, Oko Kusa in Kisumu. Looking forward to that. Nyandarua Governor Francis Kimemie wants an urgent solution regarding the current stalemate threatening disbursement of funds to counties. Speaking in Lari, Kiambu, Governor Kimemie said he was hopeful that a solution would be found this coming week, as meetings are planned to find a solution. The division of revenue bill that stipulates how money is shared between the national government and county government failed at the mediation stage, with both houses of parliament now forced to go back to the drawing board.
Hakutakuwa na shida hata kidogo. Kazi itaendelea, bado tunaokota tax kutoka kwa wananchi, na ile pesa ambayo tumepewa itaanzisha kazi. Na hiyo nyingine itakuja. Kwa hivyo watu wasiweke maneno mengi kwa kitu kidogo ambacho kitasuluhishwa na cabinet na mkutano wa CUG wetu wa magavana na pia serikali ya Rais Uhuru. Tutaendelea kufanya kazi na ile ambayo tuko nayo. Na Monday ni kesho kutwa. Kesho ambayo baada ya kesho kuna mkutano Nairobi wa kuagree katika hiyo division of revenue.
Staying with the counties, the Kirinyaga County's health workers strike, which has entered its 25th day today, with the workers pledging to carry on until the demands are met. The workers have also cautioned residents of the county against seeking health services in public hospitals, as they called into question the suitability of 60 health workers who have been employed by the county to plug the deficit in numbers of health professionals occasioned by the strike. According to the health workers, some patients have had the effects of poor prescription at some hospitals, adding that patients should hold themselves responsible in case of a misdiagnosis. They claim that the county government has not engaged them since going on strike 25 days ago, adding that they will continue with the strike until the county government comes to the negotiating table.
Kirinyaga government iliajiri watu wakapewa contract ya miezi 2, lakini wengine wao ni students wenye hawakuwa wamemaliza shule, hawakuwa wameenda internship.
Haikuwa kwa hiari yetu hiyo mgomo iende mbali hivyo, but kulingana na executive ya kaunti ya Kirinyaga hawana goodwill ya kukaa chini na wahudumu wa afya ili waweze kukaa chini kujadiliana vile wataweza kutatua mashida yaliyoelekeza wahudumu wa afya kutoka nje.
We want to make it clear to the public that our strike is not illegal. Our strike and us as the health workers are not in contempt of the court, because only the honorable court can judge that, not people of the public and not the bloggers from Kirinyaga County.
From Kirinyaga County to Wajir, which has received a boost with the delivery of renal equipment and drugs worth 40 million shillings. The equipment will help the county deal with the ballooning demand for renal-related treatment. So far, 24 patients undergo dialysis at the hospital daily.
Operationalizing the unit has been a costly affair for the county government, from sourcing for equipment, drugs and training of personnel to run the renal unit to medical cover of tens of poor pastoralists in need of such services.
We did the installation and we are doing the training, and we are supporting the team in the commencement of these services here at Wajir County.
After failing to source for specialists to set up and run its first renal unit, the Wajir County government sent a few of its medical officers for a 3-month training in nephrology.
We have 6 trained nurses, 2 MOs, 1 pharmacist, 1 nutritionist, and 1 laboratory technologist, and 1 support staff.
Despite the initial challenges in getting the unit up and running, it's now slowly taking its place in the county, with many patients now flocking to the hospital from as far as Nairobi and Garissa.
I have patients, mothers who have hypertension in pregnancies, or mothers with who bleed during deliveries. They develop now acute kidney injuries. Those ones, we had 3 cases, and most of them the acute conditions. After you do 1 or 2 sessions.
Among the 24 patients undergoing dialysis, 8 started dialysis for the first time at home, while 16 returned from mainly Garissa and Nairobi. Nurtin Almoge, NTV, Wajir County.
Movement of cargo from the port of Mombasa to the inland container depot in Nairobi has already recorded high numbers in terms of cargo offloaded from vessels and transported via SGR to Embakasi. This follows the directive from State House earlier this month to remove over 20 state corporations that have been operating at the port so as to ease movement of cargo. NTV's coast reporter Kevin Mutai explains.
According to a memo dated 4th June, agencies have been relieved of their duties at the ports of entry in a move the government says will reduce duplication of roles and increase efficiency. The memo grouped the agencies into 5 categories, with only the Kenya Revenue Authority, the Kenya Ports Authority, Immigration, Ports Health, Port Security Office and the Kenya Bureau of Standards have been granted full access to the facility. All other corporations, including the National Intelligence Service, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, Anti-Counterfeit Agency, and the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, among several others, will henceforth be required to write to lead agency and fill accountability forms that must be presented earlier before the vessel's docks in case they need to clear cargo. The Kenya Ports Authority Managing Director Daniel Manduku says implementation of the new directives has led to improvement of operations, recording high numbers of containers transported to the inland container depot in Nairobi. Manduku said that on Friday alone, more than 6,000 containers were transported using the SGR and over 1,100 moves made per day. Some argue that the directive came as a result of President Uhuru Kenyatta's intervention after visiting ICD Center in Nairobi, after traders and importers decried delay of cargo clearance. Despite the efforts, KPA has also raised concerns over the need to construct dual carriageways heading to the inland container depot and more exit roads so as to ease traffic on the busy Mombasa-Nairobi highway and ensure fast delivery of cargo. Kevin Mutai, NTV, Mombasa.
Well, Nation Media Group staff celebrated 60 years of the company's existence under the theme True and Timeless. The group's chief executive officer, Stephen Kitagama, says the company has stayed true to its calling by delivering timely, authentic, independent, fair and balanced journalism.
The mood was set for an unforgettable evening as the Nation Media Group prepared to celebrate a milestone. Staff drawn from all over the country letting loose and shaking a leg as they marked 60 years of the existence of NMG, the biggest media company in East and Central Africa, and its dedication to service delivery.
We remain trusted, true and independent. Yesterday, today and tomorrow. That's what we stand for. And I would really like all of us, anytime, at any day, wherever place you are, let us remember that we remain true and timeless. This can be achieved through our quality reporting, high value and unique content, and by delivering the best that you can.
The Media of Africa for Africa was envisioned by His Highness the Aga Khan in 1959 when he established a nationalist platform where indigenous African voices could be heard and authentic nationalist stories told from a Kenyan perspective.
So from Taifa Leo, we've grown to become a multimedia organization. He was 25 years then. So I don't know, most of you are above 25 years. Ask yourself, at the age of 25 years, what have you done that will be remembered 60 years down the line? When you are young, when you are able, try and do something that you can remember and can be remembered and can keep your memories alive.
The Nation Media Group, which also has a presence in Uganda, Tanzania and Rwanda, was propelled into regional and international prominence through its meticulous reportage on the big headlines of the century. The group has remained steadfast in its mission to hold leaders to account and be a voice for the voiceless. It also recognizes the need to meet consumers' needs with innovative products such as Pishi, Nation Kiki, Lit Music and Habari Hub. The media house continues to be the true, trusted and independent champion of society. Sharon Baranga, NTV.
Well, marking an epic milestone, it will still be sizzling in the next 60 years. Let's move on now. 3 ambassadors from Kuwait, United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia have committed to sponsoring needy students in the country in the form of giving scholarships. Speaking as they toured Saboti constituency in Trans Nzoia County under the invite of the area MP Caleb Amisi, the ambassadors said there was great potential from pupils and students in the rural areas of getting better education, and they will jointly come together to help set up a kitty that would go into helping them get proper education. The envoys also donated foodstuff to people living in the slums of the town, also promising to set up infrastructural development.
The poor living standards of our people, and as the area member of parliament, as I promised my people, I will seek partnership. And you know, the Saudi Arabia has been very close to Kenya. Our bilateral relationship with Saudi Arabia is for many years, and this is just the climax and the epitome of it.
We cannot change everything in one day, but we will work on it. We will do our efforts. Then we hope all the best, and we will come back.
The Rakanithi County government, through the Office of the First Lady, Margaret Mudhomi, has initiated a mentorship program that seeks to empower lady students in Form 4 and prepare them for life after school. Speaking in Mukodhima Girls Secondary School, Margaret Mudhomi, who launched the G Inue program, called on the girls to be vigilant and concentrate on their schoolwork and avoid early marriages. She called on the over 500 girls to seek advice from their teachers in an effort to find clear career paths that would help them support their families.
Work hard, know it's your life. Help one another because you can't do it alone. I've just told you, even to arrange this, I can't do it alone. But I thank this team. So work together, help one another. But just know it is your life and you know what it takes. Somebody talked about self-awareness. You know your weaknesses.
Further afield, protest leaders in Sudan said on Saturday that they have accepted the creation of a civilian majority governing body for a political transition in the country as proposed by an Ethiopian envoy. The compromise blueprint suggests the creation of a 15-member governing body comprising 8 civilians and 7 members of the military that would instill a civilian administration. 7 of the 8 civilians of the governing body will come from the umbrella protest movement, the Alliance for Freedom and Change. Sudan has been racked by tensions between protest leaders and generals who seized power after removing President Omar al-Bashir in April amid massive street demonstrations. The situation was exacerbated after the crackdown carried out by men in military fatigues killed dozens and wounded hundreds. The ruling Transitional Military Council has yet to give its decision on the Ethiopian proposal.
We accepted the proposal presented by the mediator, which includes all the basis of the transition period and the need to create a suitable atmosphere to resume the political process.
Well, Ethiopia's army chief of staff has been shot. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed announced on television Sunday as the government said it had thwarted an attempted coup in a regional state of the country. Abiy took to national television in the early hours dressed in military fatigues and announced that Army Chief Sare Mekonnen has been shot.
The internet was cut down nationwide in Ethiopia as the United States Embassy issued alerts about reported gunfire in the capital Addis Ababa and violence around Amhara's main city, Bahir Dar. Earlier, President Abiy's office announced that an attempted coup had taken place in Amhara, the second largest of 9 autonomous regions, which takes up much of the north of the country and borders Sudan. A statement from his office did not give details on who was believed to be responsible for the attack, the latest blow to his efforts to stabilize and reform the Horn of Africa nation. Abiy came to power in April 2018 after 2 years of anti-government protests, which began in the Oromia region but also swept Amhara, whose people make up about 30% of the population and are the second largest ethnic group after the Oromo. Abiy has been hailed for his efforts to end the iron fist rule of his predecessors. The coup attempt comes a year after a grenade explosion at a rally Abiy was addressing that left 2 people dead.
Let's move now to sports. Host nation Brazil and Venezuela secured their qualification to the Copa America quarterfinals after comfortable wins over Bolivia and Peru, respectively, in Group A. Peru will have to wait and see if their 4 points are enough to earn them a place as one of the 2 best third-placed sides.
Brazil Copa America 2019 in association with StarTimes.
An impressive double from striker Darwin Matches helped Venezuela book their place in the Copa America quarterfinals with a comfortable 3-1 win over Bolivia on Saturday, qualifying as runners-up in Group A behind Brazil. Venezuela's Matches powered in a header in the 2nd minute and then scored a straight.
Brazil 2019 Copa America is here from 14th June to 7th July. Don't switch remotes.
Star Times, the new home of football.
Still on football, and in AFCON, rank outsiders Madagascar drew 2-2 with Guinea in their first ever match at the Africa Cup of Nations on Saturday. After taking a shock second-half lead, Guinea dominated the first half of the Group B match against the debutants and went ahead with a breakaway goal superbly taken by Sori Kaba in the 34th minute. But Madagascar's opponents with 2 goals in the first